And play. And our day 5 coverage continues with game 2 between Jerome and Unit, with our gold parent Jerome spawning in the 6 o'clock position. It is Jerome who took our first game on
Antigua Shipyard, right? And in the 12 o'clock position there is the red mixed with white parent Unit, which let's see if he's gonna try some Banshee shenanigans like he did in game 1. Very powerful.
Yeah, I mean that it's a very strong harass, but if it does open you up, as we saw. I mean, Jerome, it's hard to trick him. It's hard to have him. If you're counting on him not knowing what's going on or what you have, you're probably not going to get too far, because he was aware. Okay, I've seen 2 Banshees. I've seen 4 Banshees. That means he can't have enough siege tanks to stop this push. It means he doesn't have a lot of Marines hanging around. If he's only on 1 base, it means that he doesn't have a big enough economy, and I can just stop him right here. So, you know, a lot of credit goes to Jerome for being, you know, aware of the situation so well to pull that off.
Yeah, like you said in game 1, it's TBT is either a timing attack advantage or it's a macro advantage. And looks like Unit was trying to go for a counterattack when Jerome's was trying to macro up.
Yeah, I mean, it's just a it's a tough call, man. It's always a balance between, do I protect myself, do I attack him, do I try to do both, do I focus on one or the other? Sometimes you can't do both. Sometimes you can't have, you know, 50 supply of Marines hanging around to look out for a drop, and also have 50 supply of Marines to go out and attack. You have to choose one or the other.
I want to note that Unit is scouting close by air, which you can do on this map, and he's scouting cross positions now, which he knows is the only logical place for him, because Unit is a smart StarCraft 2 player, and he knows that he can't spawn close by ground.
Now, is there something wrong with your mic? You like wrestling with it?
Hmm?
Is your mic okay?
I don't know. It's kind of built in the laptop, and I just kind of talk, and it picks me up.
All right. Well, get your hands off the laptop, because it sounds like you're scratching on it.
Can you hear that? Oh, I was leaning back in my chair. That must have been it.
All right. Bob was there. It is again, my friend. You're killing me. Come on, Max.
I'm literally not doing. I'm not even. My hands are in the air. I'm not doing anything.
All right.
I'm gonna stay like this for the rest of the game.
Looks like neither player is opting to take an early gas, so looks like we're going to see that fast econ, both players expanding at almost identical times. Yeah,
the little 2-second delay is not going to matter at all in this, how close they are together.
Yeah, I mean, that's just, that's about as close as you can get to being exactly the same build. And that is something that this map does lend itself to. That early expansion is pretty simple to defend, especially with bunkers and you know, a turret or 2 to stop the Banshee harass if it does in fact come. But it looks like we're not going to see a super early engineering bay from Jerome, and he is opting to take both of his gases. So now we're going to see where these builds start to diverge.
Right, they're dead even, you know. Cert does have 1 extra SCV, but that 1 extra SCV is holding the Xel'Naga, which is giving him the more map control, the most map control. But it's dead even right now.
Oh yeah. Well, it looks like the only difference we're seeing right now is that Unit's putting up 2 extra barracks, whereas Jerome, well, there he goes with the 3rd barracks. His 3rd barracks would be a little bit behind. But again, this is a very, very standard opening for a TBT. If you're looking to play a macro-based game, you're looking to go with that heavy Marine tank, then 1 rack expo into 3 racks plus a factory. And looks like the Jerome is opting for a reactor first, and Unit's going for the tech lab. So we may see a slight upgrade advantage for Unit, but just, you know, it's the basic trade-off: more tech or more units.
Exactly, and it looks like Unit is going to be pushing out with a few Marines, or maybe he just wants to hold the Xel'Naga and make sure he doesn't lose his center vision to know when his opponent will be moving out.
Yeah, and a quick correction there. Jerome had already finished his tech lab, so he's already going for combat shield, and Unit has opted to start with stim. So here's another little point of contention amongst Terran players. Which one's more effective? The combat shields mean that in a unstimmed fight, every one of your Marines kills one of his Marines and walks away with 10 hit points. But will that effectively stop a pack of stim Marines?
Well, you know, Terran does like the A-move army, you know, no micro at all. So, you know, that extra T button they have to do, the APM, you know, just might be a little too high for Jerome, and he wants to go for that early combat shield.
Baxter plays Protoss.
Baxter does play, he plays the bad guys.
Protoss.
Blink Stalkers are a hell to micro.
And it looks like Unit's going to try to get himself ready for any kind of Banshee harass. That position of the turret looks like it should be able to cover the whole corner over here without having any... but I believe a medevac probably could start dropping if he put him right on the edge here and do it safely. Which looks like it's not going to stop him from continuing to build turrets. He has 4 of them queued up. He is not excited about an elevator play or any kind of drop play coming from Jerome.
Can I say something right now? If you look at, it's just like the smallest little thing that might win you the game. If you look at Jerome's natural, he has that mule mining from the slightly closer mineral field, and that way the mule brings back 30 more minerals faster than if he were on the same mineral patches next to it.
Yeah,
so
that's a good point.
He can get more out of that mule than if he tried to drop it like that one where he just dropped it on the...
On nothing, you mean?
Yeah, on nothing. He's gonna get more. He's gonna get less from that.
Now just yesterday we were watching the TBT between Dragon Master and Animox. Someone actually pointed out, I believe it was Jerome actually, that there was an entire mineral patch missing from one of his fields because he had dropped so many mules on that one close mineral patch that it was gone. So that's a very smart thing to do. I mean, you're talking about a little teeny mineral advantage, and if you can take a third, it's going to mean more than going to the closest mineral patch with your mules. But it is something that shows game awareness, game knowledge. And while I'm saying that, this mule is still just hanging out like, well, he told me to stop on this grass right next to the mineral, so I don't think that means he wants me to mine, but I'm about to run out of energy.
And while you're talking about a mule, there's a push out from Jerome, and I think this is going to scare Unit because he saw all those Marines just come up, walk up, and here comes the engagement.
He's going to primary the medevacs.
Oh, and let's see what works. Stim Marines, looks like Stim Marines fall to combat shield, but I only think that was because of the number of combat shield Marines that he had.
Oh yeah, that's a very large number of Marines for Jerome.
Stutter stepping like a boss, taking those SCVs down.
And I don't know if I like the idea to pull those SCVs back. That was the point when he really needed them. But he has plenty of medevacs for the 2 Marines he has in the field. I mean, this is a really scary little situation here. I mean, it's not a large numbers game. Like, you're not looking at I have 200 supply of siege tanks outside my door, but this is a very difficult number of Marines to handle right here.
Yeah, this is the timing attack you were talking in Game 1. This is the perfect timing. Unit was not prepared for this as well as he could have been.
Oh yeah, and I mean, it's likely he can fly. He'll be able to get this command center out, but he is not mining now. Jerome is effectively has taken the economic lead, and now he has siege tanks in the fight. Insert's in a really scary position right now.
Looks like Jerome's going to load up one medevac and drop a mineral line of Unit just to finish him off.
Yeah, this is a very smart play. I mean, you got a multi-prong attack even if it's only a couple hexes away, and that's exactly what he's doing.
Yes, trying to split up this small army of Unit there. Stim Marines are pretty good, but all this tank is just worth its weight in gold.
Oh yeah.
And tanks are pretty heavy, so that's a lot of gold that Jerome has right now.
And one of the things tanks do that a lot of people don't really, I don't think a lot of people picture it this way, but tanks create like a safe zone for you to drop in, for you to move around in, for you to elevator troops, for whatever you want to do. I mean, that circle where they can hit, as long as they have vision, is safe. So
I like to point out that Jerome got a sensor tower, even though Holy shit, we missed a drop that unit did in Jerome's base. Look at that. Look at Jerome's natural. He just took out everything.
Yeah, but it looks like Jerome may have missed it too, but there's only 2 Marines left, so there it goes.
He does have a ninja unit, does have a ninja expand. And that he just muled up like a crazy.
Yeah, but he's losing all of his production facilities. I mean, he's going to have to, in order for him to stay in this game, he's going to have to hope that Jerome doesn't even look that way. And he does have medevacs, so...
Kenobi, never back down, never surrender.
The last of my people. I am the last of a once proud and, and noble
That's from
people.
The Last Samurai.
I have no idea. I haven't seen that movie.
That's a pretty good movie. You should watch it.
Is that where Tom Cruise plays an Asian?
He doesn't play an Asian. He plays a Civil War veteran who goes to Japan to train the soldiers.
Oh, okay.
He turns into a samurai anyway. He's like, oh, the samurai are pretty cool. I'm gonna be one of these guys. They know what's up.
Good for Tom.
Yeah.
So now we have Unit deciding that, yeah, you can go ahead and kill all my stuff. I don't know. Jerome, I mean, he's got to be aware that something's going on because there is, no sign of Unit quitting and no sign of Unit's army. So
there's a scan to reveal it. He knows exactly where he is now.
Oh yeah.
And those medevacs are just going over there like troopers. No units in them. He's gonna overheal Unit's buildings and make them explode.
Those are 2 very high energy medevacs, but is that really going to matter when you have this many units? This is a huge army right now. You're looking at...
Really, it's 153 plus 1 Marines to the unit does have plus 1, but he does have 20 supply, and most of that is in SCVs.
Yeah. I think this is just Unit seeing how long he can stretch this out. With the siege tank in range, what is he really going to do? All these Marines. Jerome's not going to take any chances, but he can pretty much just A-click and go make a sandwich at this point. So
Unit with the hero, he's gonna do the hero drop right now. He's going for it, even though he sees a sensor tower, and he will get picked up.
Where's he going with this anyway?
Just a slow choking. I don't know why he just doesn't stem all these Marines and go kill them once and for all. Like all he has to do is finish off these buildings and he's done.
I don't know. If you're Jerome, you got to be thinking something's up here. It can't just be that he has 10 Marines hanging out.
If it were me, I'd just be thinking, oh, this guy just doesn't want to quit.
Yeah, that's one way to look at it, but I've actually lost games because I assumed I was in the lead.
Unit has 1 building, and it's a missile turret in his main base. There's a Viking. There's a random Viking in the bottom left corner.
Yeah, he used that to take out a couple medevacs early. But it really didn't come into play because as soon as he took out the medevacs, there was still a dozen Marines hanging out. And this army just keeps getting bigger. Jerome's not assuming this is over.
These 654 supply of units are going to win. There's the blast for me. Not a GG from Unit. Oh, it's so BN.
And there it is. Jerome takes 2 off Unit in pretty convincing fashion. Jerome is... I didn't really know a whole lot about him going into this tournament. Him and I had spoken. I believe we may have played a game or 2 here or there. But, he wasn't one of those guys I really had an eye on to start out with. But I got to say, for someone to take out Unit so convincingly, he's got to be, he's got to be a very strong player because Unit is not a player to be to trifle with.
No, you do not want to trifle with the Unit.
As anyone who's played him in practice games before knows, he can do some stuff. And that stuff doesn't end with you having any stuff left.
I'm afraid of Unit right now.
So there we go.
But pretty good game from Unit. He didn't give up till the last man. Well, technically he had 2 men left, but he gave it a good try.
Down to 4 supply.
what we saw from Jerome was he went macro the first game and then went for a timing attack the second game, and that's how you win TBT.